So shall I start with the presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Smruti, Prabhakar, and Mayank and others also. Can you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So yesterday we were slides are visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So yesterday we had a brief introduction about the primary health care, then universal health coverage, and we had also seen the elements and principles of primary health care. And this primary health care is nothing but the essential health care. And related to that also, some MCQs have been asked, and they can ask in the future also. Just a second. Yeah. So yesterday itself, I have told you that. Uh, so when we look at the healthcare delivery, just a second. Some students are joining. So as we have seen yesterday that if you want to provide the healthcare in India through public sector or by government means the lowest level or from the base level, it is provided at the village level, and that too it is through the sub centers and the primary health centers, and then it is provided by the community health centers, that is CHC. So these three constitute what? The village level or the rural, instead of village level, we can say that the rural level or rural system of healthcare delivery system or categorization. Now the base most or the lower most is sub-center, and this sub-center, it is totally funded by the central government. That is the salary, and whatever the additional recurring cost or the rent of the building, everything will be provided by the central government. So if the question is asked, which one of the health center is what funded by the central government? So it is option is, or the answer is only sub center, because rest of the centers, that is PHC, CHC, and district hospital, everything is under the control of the state government. That means the
Yes.
salaries and further any additional expenditure, all those are borne by the state government. So this is one of the very important point to be noted. And these sub centers are also referred to as sub health centers. And recently, under Ayushman Bharat scheme, which was introduced in the year 2018, these sub-centers are now upgraded and they'll be referred to as health and wellness centers. Anybody has seen these health and wellness centers?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
under, yeah, tell me.
Only building color is changed,
Only
nothing
building,
else.
nothing else. Very good. Fine. But still, the further upgradation and full functional pattern has to come forward. So, here what happens is like under this Ayushman Bharat scheme. So, in this scheme, all these PHC and sub centers they'll be upgraded and they'll be renamed as health and wellness centers. So, they'll be including some additional health service provisions other than which were already existing. Now, the recent thing what we have to observe is that these subcenters, they have been categorized into type A and type B subcenters, because these can be again very important MCQ questions. What are type A subcenter and type B subcenter? So this classification is basically based on the delivery facilities. That is based on the obstetric care. So if there is no delivery facility, then that subcenter will be termed as what? Type A. And if at all there is a delivery facility, then we call that subcenter as what? Type B subcenter. Now students remember here deliveries are not done by the medical professionals. These are done by the non-medical professionals who are the trained health workers. So here at subcenter, no medical doctor is posted or no doctor is posted. It is just run by the health workers. So it is totally run by this multi-purpose health workers, and they'll be in charge of this sub center. And what services are provided in the sub-center? Immunization, antenatal care, that is delivery, then postnatal care, then a malnutrition assessment program, family planning and contraception, then eligible couple register. What is the meaning of this eligible couple register? Students, can anybody tell me? Because again, some MCQs are asked from this. Who is an eligible couple? So, eligible couple, shall I answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, eligible couple is the one. Couples are the people who are currently married and whose wife is in the reproductive age. That is, who is currently married. This is the definition of the eligible couple, and whose wife is in the reproductive age. What is the reproductive age according to India? That is 15 to
15 to
45 years
45.
is the reproductive age, and they require some family planning measures like contraception. So such a couple are termed as what? Eligible couple. And remember that the registers for this eligible couple is maintained at the sub centers. It is maintained at where? Sub center. So these points are very important. So what is the definition of this eligible couple? Currently married, and wife is very important. She should be in the reproductive age, and this couple they should go and opt for the contraception. Then that fulfills the definition of this eligible couple. And the health workers of the sub center, they will identify the eligible couples of the village, and they will make a register and note of this, and they will maintain this register at that sub center itself. So, what are the highlighting points of the sub center? It is totally funded by the or salaries, everything is
Central government.
provided by the central government.
Central.
Very, very important. Then, currently they are termed as health and wellness centers. Then, as one of our students said, like still it is under what upgradation only. So, complete upgradation has not happened. Then, sub centers are basically of two types based on the delivery facilities. They are type A and type B. Type A means no delivery, and type B means delivery facilities are present. Now just look at this table over here. So again, lot of MCQs are asked based on this table. So these sub centers, they are present at the village level. They are present at the village level, and one sub center, it serves to how many population? If it is a plain area, if it is a
5,000.
simple 5,000, very, very important. Many MCQs are been recurrently or repeatedly asked on this point. Then after that, if it is a hilly or tribal area, then one sub-center will serve how many people? 3,000. Here, remember in sub-center, always the number will be within 1,000 only. Within 5,000 only, it will be there. So plain area means more population it can cover. Hilly area, less population it will cover. Now let us look at the staff pattern of the sub-center. Just it's a logic over here. If there are delivery facilities provided at the sub-center, then we need more number of staff there, right? So that is a logic over here. So here no doctors, no MBBS or specialty people. So it is totally run by the health worker. So here staff pattern is one health worker male in both type A and type B. Then health worker female. It is they are also termed as auxiliary nurse midwife. Earlier, this health worker female, she was called as the HWF. Now, the same cadre has been renamed as auxiliary nurse midwife or ANM. And if it is type A, then only one is required. And if it is type B, two ANM people are required because they need to conduct the delivery over there. And one more additional category is Safai Karmchari. So they are nothing but the sweepers. So and hospital cleanliness maintaining staff. So in both type A and type B subcenter, one each is required. And very important is that this staff, like in the health worker, male and female, and this Karamchari, like they need to be supervised. So like they are supervised by whom? So they are supervised by the health assistant female. So they are also called as lady health visitor if it is a female staff. Now, where these people are posted, they are present at the PHC, Primary Health Center. So, from Primary Health Center, these health assistant, male and female, they will come regularly and they will just supervise the working pattern of this male and female health workers in the sub center. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now look at this table, very important because some MCQs have been asked even from this table area also. So just look at this. Our health department, it has proposed that for a sub center, what is the existing staffing pattern and what is the proposed staff pattern? Just remember this, the proposed staff pattern. Just a second, one more student has joined. So the proposed staff pattern here is health worker female. So it is like existing is one, and we have got one health worker male also. And the proposed thing is that they are saying that at sub center, at least in addition to this one, we need another two. That means what? Two plus one, it will fulfill the total requirement of the sub center. Yes. Then male health worker one and one more added additional one is required. So this is what they are saying, and the total staff in sub center is 2 to 3. In the existing at present it is 2 to 3, whereas in the proposed one it is 3 to 4. Yes. Now let us see some what jobs are the duties of this health worker female and male at the sub center, because again many questions has been asked on this. So what are the functions or duties of this female health worker? So she will help in the maternal and child health care. She will help in family planning. Like she will go advise them. She will like tell them like where you had to be referred. What are the best methods of contraception? Like she will give the education for that. The nutrition. She will educate them regarding the balanced diet, and she will identify the children who are malnourished, and she will also check the growth. That is, she will do the growth monitoring, which is very very important here. And she will participate in immunization program, and very important is the dai training. Who are these dais? Who are these dais?
Traditional birth attendant.
Yeah, traditional birth attendants. That means these are the locally trained non-medical people, and they will go and conduct the deliveries at home. So they are called as dais. And these health worker female, they will help dais in conducting the deliveries, and they will also supervise them whenever they conduct the deliveries. And this health worker female, they will also notify the communicable and non-communicable diseases to the medical officer. Like for example, suddenly malaria outbreak has taken in that village. Then what she will do? She will go and inform to whom? She will inform the medical officer of that
Yes.
sub center. Then she'll also maintain the records of the number of births, number of deaths, number of pregnancies. So all this infant mortality rate, everything she'll be maintaining a strict record of all those items. And she'll also provide the minor treatments like any first aid treatment. And she'll also participate in team activities, like some committees or lady groups will be conducted, and she'll participate actively in that. And then she'll also provide the ORS sachets to the people who are suffering with the dehydration or diarrhea or any other problems. Then what are the functions of the male worker? So remember, this fellow male worker, what are his functions? Record keeping or record maintenance. Then he will collect the sputum. If it are like tuberculosis, anything is there, he will collect the sputum. Then he will also collect and prepare the blood smear if he is participating in the national malaria program. And he will also provide the ORS sachets, and he will supervise the DOTS regimen or the DOTS program. Where is this DOTS indicated? It is under Revised National
Tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis Control Program, RNTCP program. Then environmental sanitation, where this male worker, he will especially check for chlorination of the drinking water and proper waste disposal. So this point is very very important, because you see, look at the difference here, male and female worker. Female worker should do the growth monitoring, whereas this male worker is not much concerned with the growth monitoring. He'll be involved with the environmental sanitation and DOTS regimen, blood smear preparation, sputum collection. Then he will also participate in the immunization program. He will also refer the cases to the higher center, and he will also participate in the family planning, and he will also guide in the nutrition related programs. Yes. Now let us solve some of the MCQs related to this sub-center. Yes. Now this question has been asked. Function of female health worker. Just now we have discussed. So will she
Train
perform the
like
deliveries?
No.
Yes, students,
Train
Smriti
the
and
eyes.
others, you,
Train the
huh?
eyes. Train the eyes.
She will train them. And remember, students, if you remember the subdivision of the subcenters, it is categorized into type A and type B. It is based on the deliveries conducted. Like this health worker female, even she can conduct the deliveries, and she can also supervise the DAIs, and she will also help them. So definitely, this is a right answer. So at least some amount of simple deliveries she can conduct. Then she can train the DAIs. This is also correct. Then she will enlist the dais of subcenter. That is, she will make a list of dais or
Yes, sir.
traditional birth attendants who are present in that area. Yes. Then, does she help in chlorination of water?
No.
No, ma'am.
Students,
No.
Prabhakar and others, does she help in chlorination of water? No, because this is the
No,
work
ma'am.
of the male worker.
Male.
So that he will be taking care of this chlorination of water. Then what about this female? Will she collect the urine sample? Yes, she will collect the
Yes.
urine sample of pregnant ladies and any suspected cases for any other health communicable diseases. So now, can you tell the right option or the answers for this function of female health
It,
worker?
it, ma'am,
Perform
it
Is this
should
physical
correct?
be.
activity. Train the
Yeah,
eyes.
tell me. Yeah, trained dice they will conduct. Apart from that, even she will also help and assist in conducting the deliveries. She
Ma'am,
can also conduct. Yes.
ma'am, it question should be asked in except, ma'am.
Yeah, except they should have asked, but in PGI Chandigarh, no. So there this question has been asked because usually PGI entrance exam multiple right options will be there. Yes. Then
Except
this is also
except
correct
D all
answer.
are correct, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, Roshan, tell me.
Except D all are correct.
Yeah, except D, rest are all correct. Yes. Fine. We'll go to the next question. Now, the second question, it is also recently asked. Job of health worker, male. Now he is focusing on the male health worker. What does this fellow will do? We already have seen
Yes,
he
ma'am.
will collect the sputum for
Yes.
checking out if he will be positive or negative. So sputum collection he will do, and definitely he will be having these ORS
Yes.
sachets. So he will distribute the sachets. Then dots. So he will also participate in the RNTCP program, that is revised National Tuberculosis Program. And students see here growth monitoring. This is a function exclusively of whom?
Female, ma'am.
Female. So now this growth monitoring, it is a function of the female health worker. Now environmental sanitation. That means he will do the chlorination of the drinking water, and he can also help in safe disposal of the community waste. So if you look at here, so what are the jobs of this male health worker? Sputum collection is right. ORS distribution is right. He will also just monitor and see that whether they are taking the anti-tubercular drugs or no. So he will participate in this DOTS program. Then he will also take care of the environmental sanitation of that village. Then this is wrong option. Yes. So these four are the right options for this jobs of health worker male. Yes.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now look at here. Third question. Eligible couple register is maintained at. Already I told you who is an eligible couple. Who is an eligible couple?
Ma'am, couple
Who are,
married
who are
within
currently
Married and female is in
45.
reproductive age period.
wife is in reproductive age, that is 15 to 45 years, and they need what? Contraception. This is the definition of the eligible couple. Now this register is maintained at where? Already we have seen it will be present at the
Subcenter.
sub center
Subcenter.
only. So the rest of the options are wrong. No, not at PHC, CHC or district headquarters. No, it is always maintained at the sub-center level. Next, one more question it has been asked. A sub-center in hilly area caters to a population of. Now, if you see,
3,000.
yeah, one sub-center, if it is a hilly area or plain, let us just revise it once again. If it is a hilly area, it will serve for 3,000 population. If it is a plain area, it will serve for how many population?
5,000.
5,000. Now he is speaking about which one, students? Hilly area. Now look at the options here. 1000 is no, 2000 is also not the option. Then something it should be between these two. So the answer here is
3000.
3000. Yes, it should be there in your mind. So at hilly area, subcenter will serve 3000 population. Next, what is the proposed number of female health worker at subcenter? Now look at the question. He is asking about what proposed. Just I want
Two.
to take you back to the table here. Look
Two.
at the table here. The proposed number of female health worker. What this table is saying? The female health worker proposed number. That means it is not there. In future, the government has to implement this. So what is the number they are saying? In addition to the already existing one, two more health worker females are required. Yes. Now you people only should answer this. Proposed one if they ask, then the answer is two. If they ask for existing, then existing female health worker means then the option will be which one, students? It will be
One.
1.
one. Yes.
One.
Now you should be very careful in reading the question here. So proposed means it is always two. Next. This is all about the subcenter. Yes. Now after subcenter, little bit higher end. The subcenter, once it is over, little bit additional essential care is advanced health care is provided at where? Primary health center. Now, if you look at the primary health center, one PHC or primary health center will be serving how many people? 30,000 people if it is a plain area. And same one primary health center will serve how many people, students? 20,000 population if it is a hilly or tribal area. This point is very, very important. You need to remember the numbers here. Now, this primary health center, again, it is divided into two types. Primary health center type A and B. What is the basis of this division? Based on the number of deliveries. Number of deliveries conducted. Because in primary health center, deliveries will be conducted, but what is the amount of the deliveries conducted? Based on that, it has been divided. Type A means what? Delivery will be conducted. Yeah, tell me. So delivery will be conducted, but less than 20 deliveries per month. If the delivery load is more, that is more than 20 deliveries per month, then that primary health center will be called as what? Type B primary health center. Yes? Are you all clear with the categorization of the primary health center?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So it will be divided into type A and type B based on the number of deliveries. So if the delivery is less than 20 per month, it is type A. Delivery more than 20 per month, then again it is type B. Then who are the what main staff over there? One MBBS doctor. Remember, the qualification is MBBS, not the specialty person. No MD, MS or DGO. It is always MBBS staff, and he'll be designated as a medical officer. So ideally, it is like one medical officer at the type A primary health center, and if it is type B, because many deliveries are conducted, no, so that's why they recommend that we need two medical officers, and in that one medical officer should be whom? Female. We need one female medical officer if it is a type B, because many deliveries are there. And apart from that, one more non-allopathic doctor, that is Ayush doctor. So they'll also be referred to as medical officer. In both type A and type B, one is required. Now it is a simple logic here. What is the total staff? Definitely in type A, it will be little bit less as compared to type B, because here the load is more. The patient load is more here. Lot of deliveries are being conducted. So we need more staff over here. Yes. So that is 14 to 21. Then remember what are the total number of beds. Again, questions has been asked here. In primary health center, how many beds will be there? 4 to
Four
6
to
beds.
six.
Only single digit number, not more than that. Then one more important thing is that one primary health center, one primary health center, it acts as a referral center for six sub centers. That means if there is a sub center, many six sub centers are there. So all these six sub centers can refer the cases from there to whom? One, the nearest primary health center. So one primary health center act as a referral center for six sub centers. Yes. Then one more important point is Rome. What is Rome program? Students, what is Rome? Anyway, I'll discuss about the committees. So there it will come. So that is reorganization of medical education. So Rome is what? Reorganization of medical education. So under this reorganization of medical education program, it has been recommended that three PHCs, three primary health centers should be attached to one medical college. That means what? One medical college, it should be attached to how many primary health center? Three primary health center. So one medical college, it should be like attached to how many? Three primary health center. Have you all observed in your medical colleges? Your college has been attached to how many primary health centers, students?
3.
Have you noticed this? So this is according to which one? Reorganization of Medical Education Program, Rome. Remember this. Now just look at the staffing pattern that is existing and recommended. So it is like we have got already one medical officer, and recommended is that they are saying that at least we need three additional medical officers, and in that always one female is required. Then Ayush, like as such, they say that we have got Ayush, but it is not really existing in current scenario. Then we have got one pharmacist, then we have got the staff nurse one, then health worker one, then health educator one, then health assistant two, then laboratory. These people are very important because questions has been asked on this. We have got two clerks in the primary health center and one laboratory technician is there, and driver and class 4 workers. So this is what is the current staff pattern in PHC. Then what are the functions or the what services provided at PHC? That is simple or the essential medical care and maternal and child health care. Then safe water and sanitation. That means what they will go and educate the people like how the water has to be maintained clean. Then they prevent and control the locally endemic disease. Like yesterday only I already explained you, like if it is endemic region for filariasis or Japanese encephalitis or malaria endemic region, so they will give relevant tablets and necessary medications for the people living in that area. And they'll also record the vital statistics. What is this vital statistics? It is the birth rate, death rate. So all these events that are happening in that particular area, so everything will be recorded there. And the people of the primary health center, they'll also provide the health education. Then primary health center also acts as a area for conducting the national health program. Then it will also act as a referral service. That means what? If the primary health center is not able to provide the service to the person who has come there, it can refer the individual to the next higher level, that is community health center. Then it will also conduct the training of health workers and local dais, and it also has got basic laboratory procedures. And primary health centers, they also conduct vasectomy, tubectomy, medical termination of pregnancy, that is MTP, and minor surgical procedures. So these are all the healthcare facilities or services or the functions of the primary health center. Now, students, have you observed this 24 into 7 primary health center? Prabhakar and others, Smriti, Roshan,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
like
ma'am.
full time the primary health center will be open anytime if you go. So because questions has been asked on this, so if a primary health center is open for 24 hours, then it is called as first referral unit. It is also called as first referral unit. But what all services are provided if the primary health center is open for 24 into 7? The services provided are very important: uninterrupted and assisted delivery. Like continuously, anytime the pregnant lady goes for a delivery, so 24 hours, the service should be available. And newborn care and immediate referral, like if they can't do it, they have to refer to the higher center. Then MTP and like laboratory service for the mother and newborn. So very important is that uninterrupted deliveries has to be conducted in this 24 into 7 PHC. So if this is conducted, then you can aroundly say that it is a 24 into 7 PHC. Now let us see some questions related to the primary health center. Which of the following criteria must be fulfilled for a primary health center to become a first referral unit? Because it has been asked in the recent NEET entrance exam. So just look at the options here. Are you all clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody? Fine. Just we have discussed that if the primary health center has to function 24 into 7, then it will be called as what? First referral unit. And for that, what is required? This obstetric care, emergency or uninterrupted delivery service is required. Now let us see here. So first option, 4 to 6 beds. This is okay because in a normal PHC, we have got always 4 to 6 beds. Then what is the total staff in PHC? How many people are regularly present? 14 to 21 is the general staff or total staff present in
Yes,
one
ma'am.
PHC. So this is also okay. But when to say it is a first referral unit or 24 into 7 PHC, only if there is a emergency
Emergency.
or critical care. This is very, very important. If this service is available, then you can directly say that it is a first referral unit or it is also 24 into 7 PHC. Then laboratory service, all these are generally present in normal PHC, which are not full-time functioning. Like morning it will open, by evening it will be shut down. But if you want to say it is a 24 into 7 PHC or first referral unit, then this care is very, very important. So what is the option here? Students, if you have
Third
gone
option.
to the previous paper, then this question is definitely there. It is third one, emergency obstetric care. Yes, are you all clear here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Now let us look at the second question. Staff at PHC include. Again, it has been asked in PGI entrance. So just look at the options here. He is asking who are all staff present in PHC. We already know that one pharmacist person is required, and we have got already two clerks in PHC and one laboratory.
ABC.
Yeah,
ABC.
yeah. Tell me, do we have a radiologist? Who is a
No.
No,
radiologist?
ma'am.
He is a
No,
specialist,
ma'am.
MD. Then pediatrician. He is also a
No.
No,
specialist.
ma'am.
So in a PHC, we absolutely have no specialist, right? It is only run by MBBS doctor. So here options given are what? Radiologist and pediatrician. Now what should be our answer? He is asking included. So he is included, clerk is also there, and this fellow laboratory technician is also there. So please mark these three as a right option because some of you may give PGI entrance also. So that time you should be careful that in PGI entrance exam, sometimes multiple answers will be there. Multiple right answers, multiple wrong answers. Not necessarily that only one will be there. No. So that means what? You should have a in-depth knowledge about the subject. Then only you can go and opt for the right options over there. Yes. Next. One more question is asked in the recent exam. Function of PHC. Now I think you can only answer. What are the function of PHC? Do they refer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
if they can't provide the service there, then the medical officer will say that you please take this patient to the higher center, that is the
CHC.
PHC. So referral is there. Fine, this is also correct. Then family planning. Do you agree with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Because we
Yes,
already know
ma'am.
they do vasectomy, tubectomy, and they give family planning counseling also, and so many
ABC.
contraceptives. So this is also correct. And laboratory
ABC.
service. Yeah, tell me. Now you should
Yes,
only
ma'am.
answer. I
Yes,
don't want
ma'am.
to.
Except for, ma'am. Except
Oh,
for.
yeah, this fellow specialist is not present. Then they will collect and
No.
report vital statistics. What are vital statistics? It is nothing but birth rate,
Age. Birth
total
rate.
any birth has happened, just register a baby has been born, and any death, all those maternal death, all those things will be registered. These are called as what? Vital statistics. So these are all the routine functions of PHC except for which one, students? Fourth one. Now here the question is not except, he is again asking what are the functions. So this one, third one, and fifth one. So these four should be your right options. Yes. Next question. recommended norm of population for primary health center for tribal area. Now look at the question here, tribal or hilly area. Now students, we already know that,
That is
yeah, it is the number of PHC, it will serve for more number of people. It is always more than 10,000 only. So one PHC, if it is a plain, it will serve how many students? 30,000.
30,000.
And if it is hilly or tribal area, it will serve just
20,000.
one
20,000.
number than this. That is 20,000. It should be there in your mind. You have to memorize
Yes,
this. You
ma'am.
know that option. So now
Yes,
he is
ma'am.
asking for tribal area. So what is the answer here? Just look at this
20,000.
20,000. Don't discuss anything further on these numbers. These are the recommended norms. So what is the right option, student?
C.
C.
See.
Yes, clear with this? So again, the same table I want to show you here is plain area 30,000, hilly or tribal area it is 20,000. Next, another question has been asked on primary health center. True about population coverage of primary health center. Now, students, look at the question here. He didn't say one primary health center for plain or tribal area. He didn't mention anything like that here. Just he has overall asked one primary health center will serve for how many population. This is a question asked here. Then it is that we have to assume that he is asking about plain only. Yes, students, if the question is asked, one primary health center will cover how many population means what, students? It is generally is talking about the plain area only. So one
Mm.
PHC for the plain area, it is how much? It will cover how many people?
30,000.
30,000.
30,000.
30,000.
Now look at the option. So like 20,000 is wrong, 30,000 in plains fine. I think this
Yes,
should be
ma'am.
my answer. If nothing is mentioned, then always assume that it is a plain only. Yes, this tribal, because all the three options are related to tribal only. So don't worry about tribal. So it is answer is B1, 30,000 in plains. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we will go to the next advanced level, higher level of healthcare. Till now we have discussed about which one, students? Primary healthcare, that is essential healthcare. It is provided at sub-center level and it is provided at the primary health center. Now we are going about the secondary level of care. Secondary level of care, and it is provided by what? Community health centers or subdivisional hospitals or sub-district hospitals or district hospitals. Now community health center, it is also shortly referred to as CHC. Now it is also referred to as first referral unit. And you have to remember, one CHC, it will serve 80,000 to 1,20,000 population. This number is very important. It is now serving more and more number of people. Again, it is divided into plain and hilly area. If you see one CHC for plain, how much it is? Plains means very easily
1 lakh,
accessible. 1 lakh
1 lakh
It-
20.
yeah, 1 lakh
20,000.
20,000.
That's very good. And if it is hilly area, it will serve for how many population, Smriti? It is
80,000.
80,000.
80,000. These numbers, it is very, very important. And remember that one community health center, it will act as a referral center for 4
4
PHC.
PH.
You have to remember. And remember, one PHC will act as a referral center from
6. 6
center.
sub-center.
6 sub-center.
And one community health center will act as a referral center for 4
4
PHC.
PC.
This is very important. Now I want to give you one important thing here. In community health center, specialist care is there. That means we have got both MBBS doctor is also present. Along with this, there are MD or MS or DGO. So the specialist people are appointed or posted here. And now just look at here. Earlier, what was the thing? Earlier, long ago, there were only four specialist people. They are called as MD or MS people. Who are they? They are from the specialty of medicine. One surgeon, one OBG lady, then one pediatrician. So everyone, one number was, each one were present in this community health center. Then what happened in the year 2005 under National Rural Health Mission? Under National Rural Health Mission, the government said that, yes, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, it said that In addition to already existing four specialty people, we will include three more new specialty people. Who are they? One is anesthesiologist, then one ophthalmologist, then one our community medicine person, that is PSM person. This PSM person will act as a public health officer. That means he will take care of all the field work and health programs. All this will be managed under this community medicine person in the CHC. Now, why this anesthesia person is required? Because he is required for the surgeon, he is required for the OBG person, and even for the pediatric surgery, this person is required. Yes, then why this ophthalmologist is chosen here? Why this person is included? Why do we need this fellow at CHC? Eye specialist. Students, tell me.
Have any vitamin A deficiency disease or
Vitamin A deficiency, fine. Apart from that, it has been, yeah, tell me, Smriti. Others, tell me. I'm,
Ma'am, it's a
tell me.
cataract.
Excellent answer. Because one of the leading cause for blindness in India, especially geriatric people, it is because of the cataract. It is a what geriatric problem. It is a geriatric problem. So since cataract is one of the leading cause for blindness in the oldest people, so the government has appointed or what insisted that one ophthalmologist is also required at CHC. Now, at present, recently the government also said that one dental surgeon and one Ayush person is also like he's a non-allopathic doctor. So one dental surgeon and one Ayush doctor is also what required for running a community health center. So totally, how many specialists are there? Students. Now you people only
nine?
come. Totally,
Nine.
how many specialists? Nine specialists are there in this community health center. So this number can be asked for you. Yes. Now, what is the total staff at the CHC? 46 to 52. Then again, in that male supervisor and female supervisor, they're also present. And remember this bed. How many beds are present in community health center? 30
30.
beds. And if you just recollect your previous memory, each PHC has got how many beds?
4 to
Students,
6.
4
4
to
to 6.
6.
Whereas in community health center, how many beds are there, students? 30
30.
beds.
30.
30 beds. And apart from this, other facilities like X-ray facility, lab facility, all these are present in the community health center. Why you should know all this? Because in future, if you become a specialist posted at community health center, you will be appointed as a medical officer. And here, one more important thing is that block medical officer. He is the super head of all this medical officer. Who is this person? Among all these specialists, the senior most person the senior most person will be appointed as the block medical officer or block health officer. Yes,
Yes,
are you
ma'am.
all clear with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Students, so one block health officer or medical officer will be present, and other medical officers, all the specialty people will be included. Now, very important, lot of MCQs have been asked in this. We know that one eye surgeon is present, right, at our community health center. Now, it is important that not necessary that each and every community health center should have one ophthalmologist. No, it is like one eye surgeon is serving for 5 community health centers. Like if in this community health center, one eye surgeon is there, then he will serve for another 5 community health center. Yes, this is a very
Yeah.
important point to be noted here. One eye surgeon will serve how many community health centers? 5.
Hi.
Yes, remember this. And very important, recently a question has been asked on this, uh, a post of non-medical post, that is community health officer. If you see the job recruitment very recently, if you see the notification, the government has released that so many job posts are there for community health officer. So this question was already asked. So what is this community health officer post? It is a non-medical post. It is a non-medical post which is present at the CHC. Now, who is this fellow? He is the person who has got a qualification of BSc nursing or some degree course. He'll be like like qualified with some of this basic course. Then apart from that, better is that he should be present as a staff of the PHC. If not, also he should have minimum 7 years of experience in rural health program. So if any person of a degree graduation, or if he has got a 7 years of experience in rural health program, he will be appointed as a community health officer. So community health officer, what this fellow will do, he will just help the people, that is staff nurse and other auxiliary uh, midwife nurse, all auxiliary nurse midwife. So he'll be helping these people in carrying out the various health programs, and he will also assist in carrying out the national health programs of India. But what happened? Some of the state governments have opposed for this community health officer, and even the specialty people, specialist also, they said that we don't want this health officer. But still, this particular cadre or post is created, and the appointments are also being done. And recently, some recruitment notification has been called. Yes, are you all clear with the concept? Are you all getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Next,
ma'am.
a first referral unit, FRU. Now, community health center will also act as a first referral unit. Now, to say that if it has to act as a first referral unit, then it should follow these three criteria. Then only you can say that this community health center will act is a first referral unit. What are those three criteria? It should have an emergency OBG care, that is all the time 24 into 7. This OBG care is required. Then after that, care of the sick newborn. If the newborn baby is sick, then all that services or the care facility should be available in the CHC. Then only you can call it as first referral unit. And 24 into 7 blood storage facility should also be available. If all these 3 points are met, then you can say that this community health center is a first referral unit. Got the point, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So 3 points are very, very critical to call this community health center as a first referral unit. If you are a medical officer posted at primary health center, then you should know to which community health center you should refer your patient. Like if at all a pregnant lady with severe, what you can't perform the delivery, some complication has happened, then you should have a knowledge about the community health center where this complication will be managed. So to that community health center, you need to refer that lady. Yes. Now let us see some questions related to this community health center. Now look at here. This question has been asked not. Some exception he is asking. Not criteria for first referral unit. Just now we have seen, right? Which is not a criteria for referral unit. Now look at here.
C.
Covers
D.
population of 1 lakh. Yes, students,
C.
tell me.
C.
Which
D,
one?
ma'am.
C.
D.
D, ma'am.
D. Fine. Very good. Excellent answer. Anyway,
D.
others, are you all able to catch me up? Other students? Students,
Ma'am.
am I audible? Students?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay, because no, I'm not familiar with most of your names, and just excuse me. So later I'll just get acquainted to all of you people. So in general, that CHC, we already know that it will serve 80,000 to 1 lakh 20,000 people, one CHC. So it will cover a population of 1 lakh, that is okay. And it is a secondary care, and it has 30 beds. All these are fine.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
what is not right with this first referral unit? That is community health officer. We just discussed that. Who is this fellow? He is a non-medical person. He's a non-medical person, but the option is saying that he's a medical graduate or postgraduate. So it is the wrong answer. So not a criteria for first referral unit is which one? D. Yes? Are you all clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. We will see one more question which has been asked. One eye surgeon is recommended for. Very, very important. One eye
Five.
surgeon is recommended for. We
5.
already know. One eye surgeon
5.
is for 5
5
CHC. This is
CHC.
present law. So don't further break your head. If you find 5 CHC, fine. This is my right option. Don't get any doubt also. It is a pakka right and 100% option. Yes? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we will see the sub-district hospital. So sub-district hospital is also part of what? Secondary level. So primary level, we have got sub-center and we have got PHC. Then secondary level of care. Secondary level of care, what we have got? CHC, then sub-district hospital, then we have got district hospital. So these are the things that are included under secondary level where specialists are also posted. Now let us see little bit about this sub-district hospital. So they also act as a first referral unit and they provide maternal and infant, MCH service. And what are the types? Here also two types are there based on the, three types are there, type 1, type 2 or type 3, that is category 1, category 2 and category 3. And on what basis it has been categorized into 1 to 3 based on the number of beds. If the sub-district hospital, that is the hospital that is present at the taluka level, at the taluka level. See, for example, this is a state. Each state has got what students? Many districts are present, right? And if you see each district has got what subdivisions, and these subdivisions has what talukas. And in these talukas, whatever the hospitals are present, that we call it as what students? Sub-district hospitals. And sub-district hospitals, they are of three categories or three types. What are those three types? Category 1, where it has got 31 to 50 beds. Yes. And what is category 2 students? It is 51 to 100 beds. And what is category 3? If the sub-district hospital has got more than 100 beds, more than 100 beds, then we call it as what? Directly you can say that
District
it is a
hospital.
district hospital only. Like lot many patients you can admit over there. So look at the picture here. This is of which place? Anybody from this place? Students? Any of you are from this place? Baramulla? Fine, leave it. We all know that. Just to brush up you the thing over here. So the sub-centers, they are categorized into type A and type B. Remember this. Based on what students? Based on the deliveries conducted. Type A, no deliveries. Type B, deliveries are conducted. Then we have got primary health centers. It has been divided into how many types students? Type A,
Type
primary
B.
health center, and type B, primary health center. Type A is deliveries less than 20 per month.
20.
Yes. And type B, primary health center, it is deliveries more than
24.
20 per month. And CHC, as such, we don't have that defined this type of categorization. Then, if you see the sub-district hospital, then it is categorized into category 1, 2, and 3. So it is based on the number of beds available. Based on the number of beds available, more than 100 beds, it is what students? You can
Type
directly say that it is a district hospital. Are you all clear with this categorization of sub-centers, primary health centers, and subdivisional hospitals? Students,
Yes,
are
ma'am.
you
Yes.
all clear? Fine. Now we will see grassroots level health workers, that is at the village level. Now let us just have a brief look at these health workers. So we are talking about this non-medical people. So at the village level, if you go to the village, then these are the different types of health workers you can see. So at present, who is there? Asha, that is accredited social health activist. Then multi-purpose worker, that is MPW. Then we have got village health guide. Previously, this village health guide was known by the name community health worker. Then we have got a trained dai or a traditional birth attendant. Then we have got Anganwadi worker, AWW, and this worker comes under which scheme? ICDS scheme, that is Integrated Child Development Service Program. So under this particular program, these Anganwadi workers are included. Now let us have a little bit overlook about this about healthcare workers. Are you all getting the point, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Who is this village health guide? So VHG. So they are like established, or this particular cadre was created under Rural Health Scheme, that is RHS scheme, Rural Health Scheme, on 2nd October 1977. Now, students, one small point I want to tell you, if at all some dates or years are asked, like most of the national health programs, they will be started on Gandhi Jayanti, that is on the birthday of Mahatma Gandhi. So most of the national health programs or government health related programs will be started on Gandhi Jayanti, that is on 2nd October. So even if you don't remember, just try to remember logically this way. So this village health guide post was created on 2nd October 1977 under rural health scheme. Now, in this rural health guide, who are they? They are actually village health guide. They are mainly male and female are present. Male and female village health guides, but majority of them are what? Females only. Later, government has said that we don't want these males because most of them, what village people, they are not convenient with the men. So government has said that just remove the post of this male, just keep that village health guide female post. Let this be present. And very important is that they are chosen by the community. Now remember, one of the principle of PHC is what? Primary healthcare is what? Community participation.
But
Yes, now these all these healthcare workers, they form the example of what? Community participation, which is one of the principle of what? Primary healthcare. Because they are chosen by the community, that means those village people only will go and choose this village health guide. And that means what? That lady is acceptable to everybody in that village, and she should be a permanent resident of that village. And what is the minimum qualification student? Again, question has been asked on this. She should be at least sixth standard pass. She should be, her minimum qualification should be what? Sixth standard. And very, very important, already a question has been asked on this aspect. If she has been chosen as a village health guide, then she should spare how many hours, students? At least 2 to 3 hours
2 to 3 hours.
per day to perform this community health work. At least per day, she should go to each and every house and she should talk to them. She should give them nutritional advice or family planning advice or immunization advice. So, all these health related advices and what emergency medicines, all this can be provided by her. For that, she should spare how many? 2 to 3 hours. And she will be provided the training at where students at the primary health center for 200 hours. And during her training period, she will be given a stipend of 200 per month. So training is for 200 hours and stipend is also 200 per month. Just to remember this. Then once she completes this 200 hours of training at primary health center, she will be provided with the working manual, like what all she should work and all, how she should carry on with the work. And she will be given a small kit which contains all the basic or the simple medicines like paracetamol or simple anti-malaria drugs. So very simple medicines will be provided in that kit. Yes. Now we will see what are the duties of this village health guide. So she will provide the treatment of very simple things like any injury, cut. She will do the first aid treatment, and she will also refer the patient to the nearby PHC. Then she will also provide maternal and child health. Then she will also advise on family planning, like small family norms. She will just explain the importance of small family. She will also provide health education, and she will explain them about the sanitation. And one more very important thing is that village health guide, if one lady is trained, then no training will be provided for village health guide for next 3 years. If we train one village health guide today, then we don't train for another village health guide for another 3 years, because if to train these people only, government has to spend lot of money. So it is an expensive item for the government. And very important is one village health guide will serve how many people? 1,000 population. Now this particular scheme is discontinued and their work is now overtaken by ASHA workers or Anganwadi workers and even trained DAIs. All these people are carrying out the work of this village health guide. Yes. Now let us see some questions related to this village health guide. Which one of the following criteria used for selecting village health guide? Now we all know. Students, are you all able to hear me?
Yes,
Stu-
ma'am.
yeah. Which one of the following criteria used for selecting village health guide? So we already know she should be a preferably
Permanent resident.
permanent
Yes,
resident of that village. Yes, and she should be a woman. The
yes,
preference
ma'am.
Yes,
is
ma'am.
given to lady, and she should have a minimum education of 6th standard. We
Yes,
already know
ma'am.
that, and she should spare not
Yes,
spare
ma'am.
8 hours. Do you think she will spare
Not,
so
ma'am.
much hour?
2 to 3
No,
hours.
two to
2 to 3
three
Three
hours.
to
hours.
4 hours.
So I think this
Oh,
option is wrong over here. Then she should be acceptable to the community because all the members should feel that she's okay to them. So which one of the following criteria is used for selecting village health guide? He is not asking any accept or no. So again, this is a question from PGI Chandigarh. So this particular entrance exam, multiple right options will be there. Students be careful. So all these four options are right except for D1. So choose the right option here. All the four A, B, C, and E. Are you all clear with here?
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
Next, local diets. Just remember, very age-old tradition. Since very ages, during the time of Ramayana, Mahabharata, and all, these ladies are always present. They are what locally available females who conduct home deliveries. Who conduct what students? Home deliveries. And these people were given what official name as local diets under rural health scheme. Under rural health scheme. And what will be done is like they will be provided the training on obstetric skills, and they will also be given training on maternal and child health care and also on sterilization. Very important is that there will be more emphasis will be given on asepsis because already question has been asked on this. Local diets for them more significance or importance will be given for training on asepsis. How? Because if the conditions are not in the sterile condition, then the lady may land up into what post delivery infections or complications and death, maternal mortality also can happen, like post delivery or postpartum deaths can happen. So asepsis training will be more emphasis on here, and these local dies they will be given a training for 30 working days at primary health center or even sub center or MCH center also. And during their training period, they will be given a stipend of rupees 200. So if you see this picture here, so these are all the like local dies, and they are given the training on this asepsis and how to conduct the delivery and all. Once they are trained for this 30 days, then at the end of training, they will be given a delivery kit, and they'll also be provided with a certificate of training completion. And we have to remember that one local Dai will serve one village. She'll be serving how many villages? One village. Per village, how many local Dai will be there? One local Dai. Yes. Next, we will see Anganwadi worker. They are also in short referred to as AWW. So now this particular Anganwadi worker, they have been introduced under ICDS scheme, that is Integrated Child Development and Service Scheme. So this particular ICDS scheme has been done to combat which one students? Malnutrition among the children. So to overcome the problem of malnutrition, this particular scheme has been launched. And to carry on this particular scheme, the health worker who are appointed is Anganwadi, Anganwadi worker. One Anganwadi worker will serve 400 to 800 population. This is very, very important because question has been asked. Because village health guide, she will serve how many people? 1,000.
1000.
Yeah, tell me. Then she should be a resident of that particular village, especially permanent resident, and training will be a period for 4 months. And training will be on health, nutrition, and child development. And once she is trained, then regularly she'll be paid 1,500 per month as an honorarium. So it is like no particular like salary is there, but she will be paid how much? 1,500 per month. Now, what are the services she will do? Health checkup, growth chart monitoring, then immunization, supplementary nutrition, like food will be given to them. Then health education referral and some preschool activities will be conducted by these Anganwadi workers. Now, students remember who are the beneficiaries of these Anganwadi workers. Beneficiaries, they are females of reproductive age. Then we have got whom? Children are there. Then we have got nursing mothers. Then we have got whom. Then we have also got lactating mothers. So these are all the beneficiaries who are covered under this Anganwadi workers. Next healthcare worker is ASHA, that is it is a what short form. So if we elaborate or expand it, it is nothing but accredited social health activist. Now this particular ASHA has been created under National Rural Health Mission in the year 2005. And this ASHA worker is always a female worker whose age will be within 25 to 45 years, and she can be married female widow or divorced lady, and she should be resident of the same village, and she will be selected by whom? Village panchayat, and she'll be given training by whom? Auxiliary midwife or ANM, then also by the Anganwadi workers, and she'll also get repeated or periodic training. And what will be done? She doesn't have any what strict salary like per month. This is the amount to be received. No, she'll have some performance based incentive. Like if she is able to like reduce infant mortality rate in her village, if the number of child deaths are reduced or maternal mortality deaths are reduced, so then what happens? She'll be given some additional money for her additional or successful work. And how do you know that this ASHA worker is really helping that village? It is based on what checking the reduction in infant mortality rate. Then what all services she will do? She will do immunization service, referral service, escort service. That is, she will go along with the lady who is going for delivery, and she will also do the household services, and she will also help up in building up the toilets for the houses. And remember, one ASHA worker will serve how many people? 1000 population. And this ASHA worker, she will also work in association with some local women committees or some sanitation committees or Anganwadi workers or Gram Panchayat workers. So she will act as a team member over there. So she will work for immunization referral service and all these services. Apart from that, she will work in coordination with some of these local village committees. So this table it shows that it's a general table. One ASHA worker she is present at the village level and strength. Then a multi-purpose worker. So these workers they'll be present at sub-center level, and one multi-purpose worker will serve how many people? Nearly 5,000 people. What should be their qualification? At least they should be PUC or 12th pass. Then health assistant, they are present at the primary health center, and one health assistant will be serving nearly 30,000 population. Then village health guide, they are present at the village level, and one village health guide will serve how many people? Per 1,000 people. Then our local dai, they will serve 1,000 people, and Anganwadi worker, they will serve one per 400 to 800 people. I think we'll continue with the tomorrow, students. Students,
Yes.
we'll continue with tomorrow. Are you all clear over here?
Yes, ma'am.
So just go through your books and try to solve some of the MCQs. So any further discussions, we'll have it tomorrow.
Okay,
Yes?
ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.